Okay, so this morning I woke up to this video from fucking Fox News of all places getting played on my fucking feed. Anyway, it's of this lady interviewing Sidney Powell, I believe is the name, one of Trump's lawyers. Very interesting. Apparently, she has discovered proof of voter fraud. All right, take that with what you will, especially since she's Trump's lawyer and since this is Fox. So, I mean, how much of that story do you believe already? Anyway, I thought it was pretty interesting. I've done some research. Turns out a lot of what she said is real. Very fucking concerning. Not too sure what to make of it there. But yeah, we'll kick straight into it. Let's go.
Welcome back. According to public records, Dominion voting machines are used in 2,000 jurisdictions in 30 states. According to experts, if one site has a flaw, other sites are likely to as well, which is why Texas rejected using Dominion software 3 times, raising concerns that the system was not safe from fraudulent or unauthorized manipulation. That's troubling, given we already know that at least 2 software glitches in Georgia and Michigan occurred on election night. Attorney Sidney Powell is leading the charge against Dominion, and she says she has enough evidence of fraud to launch. Being here, we appreciate your time this morning. I want to get right into it. We just heard about the software made by Smartmatic from Rudy.
Let me just put my glasses on so I seem more professional. What are you doing, lady? What are you doing?
And I want to get your take on what you and I spoke about just a few minutes ago, and that is a gentleman named Peter Neffenger. Tell me how he fits into all of this.
Yes, well, he is listed as its former Admiral Peter Neffenger, or retired Admiral Peter Neffenger. He is president and on the board of directors of Smartmatic. And it just so happens he's on Mr. Biden's presidential transition team that's going to be non-existent, because we're fixing to overturn the results of the election in multiple states.
Okay, so that sounds pretty bullshit for a couple of fucking reasons. One, that's a fucking paper trail. If you're doing what she's accusing you of doing, you don't leave a fucking paper trail behind. Rule fucking 1, 5th graders fucking know that. So, thought I'd do a bit of investigating, find out if this guy is legit or not. Turns out, he fucking is. Have a look at this fucking geezer. Alright, so he's fucking official. That's a lot of fucking gold to have on one fucking arm. Jesus fucking Christ. So then, I thought, you know what? I'll check out, see if he's got any other fucking credentials, if he's linked to the Biden's campaign. So, let's check this out. Wow. Okay. So it fucking turns out he is. Holy shit. Holy shit. This is so fucking weird. So fucking weird. Just read that right now. Has joined President-elect Joe Biden's agency review. We are pleased to report that GRI Distinguished Senior Fellow Admiral Peter Neffenger has joined President-elect Joe Biden's agency review team under the Department of Homeland Security. Agency review teams are responsible for undertaking the operations of each agency, ensuring a smooth transfer of power, and preparing for President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris. Blah, 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 blah. It goes on to say, the teams have been crafted to ensure they not only reflect the values and priorities of the incoming administration, but reflect the diversity of perspectives crucial for addressing America's most urgent and complex challenges. So it says it right there. Teams have been crafted to ensure they not only reflect the values and priorities of the incoming administration. What the fuck? So that's proof that he's linked to Biden. She also said that he might be linked to this Smartmatic fucking company. So let's go ahead and see if that's fucking real as well. Because, you know, that'd be a fucking conflict of interest if there had been one. So, we find this little fucking bit of information on the fucking Smartmatic fucking website. Chairman, Smartmatic, USA Board, Vice Admiral Peter Neffenger enjoyed a distinguished career in the US Coast Guard. Blah, 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 blah. Goes on. What the fuck? You fucking moron. You fuckwit. You fuckwit. Why would you be linked to both? You fucking idiot. This is just screaming corruption. Screaming corruption. This is a fucking joke. This is a fucking joke. How can you be running, or at least advising, a presidential campaign and at the same time be on the fucking board of the fucking company who's going to count the votes? What the fuck?
And President Trump won by not just hundreds of thousands of votes, but by millions of votes that were shifted by this software that was designed expressly for that purpose. We have sworn witness testimony of why the software was designed. It was designed to rig elections. He was fully briefed on it. He saw it happen in other countries. It was exported internationally.
Now, she's just done a video conference with another news guy, again on Fox, which I'll play at the end of this, which is where she reads out the affidavit she has from this person. Turns out it's someone in the military, and they're not talking about this election. They're talking about the election in Venezuela, where they use the exact same machines. As far as I'm aware, they're the exact same machines. So this guy has obviously given an affidavit to her saying how they rigged it. And I'll play that at the end of this video.
Nationally for profit by the people that are behind Smartmatic and Dominion. They did this on purpose. It was calculated. They've done it before. We have evidence from 2016 in California. We have so much evidence, I feel like it's coming in through a fire hose.
Wow. So, Sydney, you feel that you will be able to prove this. Do you have the software in your possession? Do you have the hardware in your possession? How will you prove this, Sydney?
Well, I've got lots of ways to prove it, Maria, but I'm not going to tell on national TV what all we have. I just can't do that.
Okay, but you have...
Okay. So, to me, when she's saying that, that means she doesn't have any physical evidence. She's relying off testimonies of people, affidavits of people. So, yeah, if she had the technology, either software or hardware, to back this up, I feel like she would be saying that. So because she's not saying that, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that all she has is statements from people to back this up. So take that with what you will.
A small time frame here. The elections are supposed to be certified in early December. Do you believe that you can present this to the courts and be successful within this just couple of weeks?
Well, let me put it this way. First of all, I never say anything I can't prove. Secondly, the evidence is coming in so fast, I can't even process it all. Millions of Americans have written, I would say by now. Definitely hundreds of thousands have stepped forward with their different experiences of voter fraud. But this is a massive election fraud, and I'm very concerned it involved not only Dominion and its Smartmatic software, but that the software essentially was used by other election machines also. It's the software that was the problem. Even their own manual explains how votes can be wiped away. They can put, it's like drag and drop Trump votes to a separate folder and then delete that folder. It's absolutely brazen how people bought this system and why they bought this system. In fact, every state that bought Dominion for sure should have a criminal investigation, or at least a serious investigation of the officers in the states who bought the software. We've even got evidence of some kickbacks, essentially.
Kickbacks. I want to take a short break and come back on that. And I want to ask you about the kickbacks and who took kickbacks in which states. Sydney, stay with us. Quick break, and we've got more breaking news this morning from Sidney Powell. Stay with us. Welcome back. We are back with attorney Sidney Powell, who's part of President Trump's legal team. Sidney, before we went to the break, we talked about, you said that there...
So this is obviously quite a claim. To have kickbacks is, quite a claim. I like how this interviewer actually quizzes her on this and actually dives deeper to find out if it's true or not. So just have a listen to this.
They have been kickbacks to some people who accepted the Dominion software. Tell me what you mean.
Well, I mean, we are collecting evidence now from various whistleblowers that are aware of substantial sums of money being given to family members of state officials who bought this software. I mean, we're talking about $100 million packages for new voting machines suddenly in multiple states, and benefits ranging from financial benefits for family members to sort of what I would call election insurance, because they know that they can win the election if they are using that software. It's really an insidious, corrupt system, and I can't tell you how livid I am with our government for not paying attention to complaints even brought by Democrats, Carolyn Maloney, Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, over the last several years in written letters with expert reports and some documentation of how corrupt this software is, and nobody in our government has paid any attention to it, which makes me wonder how much the CIA has used it for its own benefit in different places, and why Gina Haspel is still there in the CIA is beyond my comprehension. She should be fired immediately.
Okay, so she didn't give any names there, which immediately makes me think that she doesn't really have any evidence for that. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Also, she went down the emotional path, this makes me livid, trying to get your emotions attached to it, which immediately makes me think that she's lying about that as well. However, I have looked into this lady, and she's quite credible. Her background is very good, very good. She wins like 99% of her cases. So if she's taken this on, she's either falling on a sword to prove her loyalty to Trump, or she is right and this is actually what's going on. But she didn't name anyone, she didn't give any figures, and she went for the emotion thing as well. All those three things added together makes me think that she may be lying about that, or at least not have any proof for that.
Which governor or which government official accepted hundreds of millions of dollars in benefits for their family as they took on this software?
So props to this fucking interviewer for picking that up and then asking that question, because those are big fucking claims. So let's hope she's got something to follow it up with.
If I said hundreds of millions of dollars there, I misspoke. I don't know the exact amount of money yet. We are still collecting the evidence on that, but it's more than one.
Yeah, when she says more than one, is that more than $1 million? Is that more than one person? She never really elaborates on that one.
Okay, so you can't say who you believe took kickbacks. What is the CIA?
Again, props to this lady. Like, she's addressing it and just putting it all on the line. Keep in mind, this is on Fox. So I'd be expecting her to just be backing Trump the entire way, the interviewer, and just be like, yeah, this is fucking bullshit. So props to this lady for actually calling Sidney on what she's saying.
CIA's role. Why do you think Gina Haspel should be fired immediately? You're saying that the CIA is behind the Dominion or Smartmatic voting software as well?
Well, the CIA and the FBI and other government organizations have received multiple reports of wrongdoing and failures and vulnerabilities in this company's product. Their own manual, if you sat down and read it, would explain how and why no honest person would use this system. And it's not just Dominion. There are other companies in the voting machine business in this country too that may very well and are likely using the same software. We've detected voting irregularities that are inexplicable and align with these problems in other states that think they have valid systems. But the people who bought the Dominion system for sure knew exactly what they were getting. It should never have been installed anywhere. And we are going to show the public exactly how rotten the entire state is.
Now, I have spoken with
Yeah, so
a
she
few
didn't really
whistleblowers
answer
myself.
that. So she didn't answer that at all. The question was, does she believe the CIA is involved? To which she didn't answer back at all. Yeah.
This weekend. And one source who is an IT specialist told me that he knows the software and specifically advised people in Texas, officials in Texas, not to use it. And yet he was overruled. He said that there was an unusual patch that was put into the software while it was live, and it's highly unusual to put a patch in there. Is that what you're referring to? Tell me how it's done and how these back doors work.
Okay, so now with this interviewer, she didn't give names of who this person was. She hasn't identified if it's been verified or not. She's just saying she was told this on the weekend. So again, not very credible. I mean, at this point, it's just hearsay. It's not really... There's not much to it.
Okay, that's part of it. They can stick a thumb drive in the machine or upload software to it, even from the internet. They can do it from Germany.
Okay, if that's fucking true, and those machines are in any way hooked up to the fucking internet, that should be fucking illegal. You should not have any voting machines having any sort of access whatsoever to the fucking internet. Because no matter who it is, as long as they know what they're doing and have the will to do it, they will be able to hack those machines. That is a fact. Those machines are computers. Every single computer, no matter what computer it is, as long as it's connected to the internet, can be hacked. As long as you got the will and the way, you can do it. Okay? So if that's true and these machines are fucking hooked up to the internet, there should be some people going to fucking jail or getting fines or being prosecuted in some fucking way, because that shit should be illegal. I don't understand why it's not illegal. I haven't looked into it to find out if it is or not. But I would assume that would be illegal. That doesn't make sense for those to be connected to the internet. That is fucking dumb. If that's legal, that's fucking dumb. That's fucking dumb.
Or Venezuela even. They can remote access anything. They can watch votes in real time. They can shift votes in real time. We've identified mathematically the exact algorithm they used and plan to use from the beginning to modify the votes in this case to make sure Biden won. That's why.
Okay, I have not seen these algorithms yet. They have not released these yet, so I cannot verify that. So again, that's hearsay. She said that she is going to present that eventually. She hasn't done so yet, but as soon as she does, I'll be fucking putting it up here to back up or disprove if that is the case or not. But at this moment, she has not released those files yet, or the algorithms yet.
He said he didn't need your votes now. He would need you later. He was right.
Folks, we got a lot of work to do. I don't only need you to get me elected, I need you once I'm elected.
I mean, in his demented state.
Just think about that for a moment. Just think about that for a moment. How fucking retarded is that? That's so fucking dumb. That's so fucking dumb.
He had no filter, and he was speaking the truth more than once, including when he said he had the largest voter fraud organization ever. Well, it's massive election fraud. It's going to undo the entire election, and they can do anything they want with the votes. They can have the machines not read the signature.
Yeah. Again, it's a computer. You can do anything you want to it. You can modify it in any which way you want. It's a computer. It responds to code, so you can program it to do whatever you want to do.
Sure. They can have the machines not read the down ballot. They can make the machines read and catalog only the Biden votes. It's like drag and drop whatever you want, wherever you want, upload votes.
Yeah.
In fact, we've got math in Michigan and Pennsylvania, I think it is, that all of a sudden hundreds of thousands of votes at a 67% ratio for Biden, 23% for Trump were uploaded.
Okay. I have not seen that. As far as I can find, that is not on the internet. Okay, so if that is true, I will keep you updated. But as for now, that's just her fucking word. Again, she's got a pretty decent background. Her background is very good. Is very good. So she may be telling the truth, but at this moment in time, that information has not come out yet, so we cannot verify that.
Multiple times into the system.
And Sydney, you say you have an affidavit from someone who knows how this system works and was there with the planning of it. You believe you can prove this in
Yes.
court?
Oh yes. We have essentially a sworn statement from a witness
Affidavit.
who knew exactly how it worked from the beginning, why it was designed to work that way.
Again, this is quoting someone from the past in the Venezuelan election. It turns out to be some sort of army official. Yeah. But when she was saying this, I went looking for this person, and I found someone else. I found a lady. I believe her name is Melissa Carone. And she has given a affidavit to the FBI. I'll just load this up now. So she's just done this. Where's the date of it? I can't remember how to read these forms. They're so all over the place. It'll be down the signature on the bottom. Here we go. February 19th. Oh, what? Oh, it expires in February 19th. Okay. This was signed... What? Okay, here we go. Signed the 11th of the 8th, 2020. Okay. Oh no. Sorry, that's fucking retarded American writing. Why the fuck are you fucking people so dumb? Day, month, year. Small, medium, large. It's how it fucking works, okay? Don't go fucking medium, small, large. It's fucking dumb. Makes no sense. So what this should actually read is the 8th of the 11th, 2020. Okay? Fuck you people annoy me sometimes, hey? You always fucking make things complicated. Alright. So her whole affidavit, I'll go back down again in case you want to screen it. So this is her full one. I'm not going to be reading that out. They've actually done a shortened one where they just mention the main points. There it is again. Alright. So the main points are these ones here. So the counters, which were trained very little or not at all. She reckons that there was about an hour of training. Right? Were handed a batch, which is a stack of 50, of mail-in ballots in which they would run through the tabulator. The fuck kind of word is tabulator? The tabulators would get jammed 4 to 5 times an hour. When they jammed, the computer would put out an error that tells the worker the ballot number that was jammed and gives an option to either discard the batch or continue scanning, at which the counter should discard the batch, put the issue ballot on top of the batch, and rescan the entire batch. I witnessed countless workers rescanning the batches without discarding them first, which resulted in ballots being counted 4 or 5 times. Now, whether that is lack of training, with an hour of training it could be, or whether or not they're doing that on purpose, because this lady says she was the only Republican there and everyone else was Democrats, who knows? We will never be able to prove that because that'll always remain hearsay. There'll be no way of ever verifying that. But that's fucked up. 4 or 5 times each time. That's ridiculous. I've found a video of this lady. She just did an interview about an hour ago. I'm going to finish editing that and then I'll upload that as well. I might just upload it or I might do a talk over. I haven't decided yet. But she basically reads out this affidavit. She doesn't read it out, but she basically says everything that's in this affidavit. And you can hear her saying it for yourself. but I'll keep reading this. At approximately midnight, I was called over to assist one of the counters with a paper jam and noticed his PC had a number of over 400 ballots scanned, which means one batch was counted over 8 times. This happened countless times while I was at the TCF Center. I confronted my manager, Nick Iconocris, I believe. Don't quote me on that. We're going to Google this guy in just a fucking second, saying how big of a problem this was. Nick told me he didn't want to hear that, and he didn't want to hear that we have a big problem. He told me we are here to assist with IT work, not to run their election. The adjudication process, from my understanding, there's supposed to be a Republican and Democrat judging these ballots. I overheard numerous workers talking during shift change in which over 20 machines had 2 Democrats judging the ballots, resulting in unfair process. Okay, from what I understand, there's more than 2 parties running for the presidency. So why there's not a representative from every, I think there's like 5 parties that are running. Why there's not that, like a representative from each watching over it, I don't understand. I don't even know if it's law that they have to watch over it. But why there's only meant to be 2, Republican and Democrat, doesn't make any sense. There should be 1 from each party. Right? Right? Is that not how it should work? Either way, having 2 Democrats judging the results, I mean, it's sus. It's sus. That's what's concerning. When a worker had a ballot that they either could not read or it had something spilled on it, they would go to a table that had blank ballots on it and fill it out. They were supposed to be filling them out exactly like the one they had received, but this was not the case at all. The workers would also sign the name of the person that the ballot belonged to, which is clearly illegal. Wow. Wow. I called the FBI, made a report with them, and was told I will be getting a call back. And then, yeah, that's her statement. Wow. I've shown you where it is, so please go screen grab it. It's on there for you. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. Just to back up that story, there was another video that just came out from Project Veritas. So I'll just play that one now.
Project Veritas has insiders in the Georgia recount that are catching votes wrongly attributed to Biden. Check this out.
So the second person is supposed to be checking it, right? So 3 times in 3 minutes she called out Biden. The second auditor caught it, and she said, no, this is Trump. Now, that's just while I'm standing there. So does the second checker catch it every time? But this way, in 3 times in 3 minutes, from 2:09 to 2:12, she got 3 wrong.
That's just in the short time that you were...
That I was standing there. And does it get corrected every time? Because the next table I went to right after that, the only reason I left that table is because there was one where the first person was reading it off, handing it to her. She's not even looking at it, she's just putting it in.
Putting it in which set?
Whatever one the first person said. So table 17 was the first one where the woman got it wrong 3 times. Table 18 was where the first person would call out Biden or Trump. She'd pass it across the table. The other person did not even look at it and just put it wherever the first person said. That person is supposed to be auditing it, checking the second one. Gotcha. And so here's what happened after that. So I go and report it. They say, oh, we'll talk to the election officials, blah, 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 blah. They tell her, hey, I guess they talked to her. And so I come back by again in a few minutes. She's not doing it after they've talked to her. So I come and stand next to her and she goes like this. Like being all cutesy about it, being exaggerated. Yeah, so I keep walking, I turn around, I look, and she's looking at me walking away as she's getting handed more ballots. So she's watching me. That's when things start getting real shady, like really like tense and cop. Because no matter where I was standing in the room, her and a couple other people started, they were calling their boss over there, pointing at me. I haven't touched anybody, I haven't talked to anybody, haven't done anything. All I'm doing is writing down, observing, telling what happened. So I see they're all talking to her, and they keep like pointing over here. Well, I make another slow lap around the room, and as I come back behind her, she says, I'm paid by the taxpayer, and these assholes want to come in here and watch me.
3 times in 3 minutes is what is the significance of that to you?
If the other people aren't second checking it correctly, then stuff could be sliding through.
Is that actually what you saw?
Yeah, I'm not making this up. That's what I saw.
There you go. So, I mean, like this... yeah, fuck. I don't really care who wins this election. I mean, obviously one person is less evil than the other person, but they're both still pretty fucking evil. So, I mean, either way, it looks like America's fucked. But goddamn, like, this should not be happening in the country that is meant to be the leader of the free world. Doesn't seem very fucking free with all this fucking rigging going on. And these are a lot of people coming forward. I don't know what to make of it. Also, that fucking speech from Joe Biden. Let's just watch it one more time because I couldn't believe it when I fucking heard it for the first time. Check this out.
Folks, we got a lot of work to do. I don't only need you to get me elected, I need you once I'm elected.
What?
Folks, we got a lot of work to do. I don't only need you to get me elected, I need you once I'm elected.
What the fuck does that even mean? Does he know that it's rigged? I mean, there's a paper trail. This fucking Vice comedy or whatever the fuck he was. What's his rank? Vice Commandant, I believe. Yeah, Vice Admiral former Vice Commandant of the US Coast Guard. Okay. Vice Admiral Peter Neffenger assumed the duties as the 29th Vice Commandant in May 2014. Yeah. This guy's left a fucking paper trail behind. Like, how fucking dumb can you get? Fuck. How can imagine if that was Trump's team and there was someone working for the fucking company that owned the voting machines and they were like working for Trump in his team. It's disgusting. What a sham. You're ripping on the entire election. You're destroying America by doing that. That's so corrupt. There should never be anyone from any of the political teams involved in anything to do with the company that counts the fucking ballots. That is absurd that that's a fucking thing. Anyway, stay tuned. I will be uploading the video with that lady again, Melissa Carone. I'll be putting up her statement because she actually went on our news channel and put it out. So I'll be chucking that up pretty soon. Yeah. Stay tuned. I'll be keeping you updated as we go along. If anything more comes out, I'll let you know. Okay, so there's more. I was going to play you the phone call where that Sidney Powell lady is Trump's lawyer, is giving the facts of the person who was commenting on the Venezuela scenario. So we'll just listen to that here.
Joining us now by phone, Sidney Powell, a member of President Trump's legal team. She is also General Michael Flynn's attorney, former federal prosecutor, best-selling author, one of the country's most prominent appellate attorneys. Sidney, good to have you with us. Dominion voting system seems to be figuring larger and larger in the interest of your legal team. And what is the latest?
Oh, definitely, Lou. I've just got...
That was the worst fucking setup ever, Lou. Jesus Christ, mate.
Some stunning evidence from a first-hand witness, a high-ranking military officer who was...
That humming in the background as well, that is not me, by the way. That is coming from the fucking TV. That is fucking Fox Business with that fucking hum. What the fuck, guys? Step your game up.
Present when Smartmatic was designed in a way that and I'm going to just read you some of these statements, if you don't mind, so I get them exactly right from the affidavit. Designed in a way that the system could change the vote of each voter without being detected. He wanted the software itself to function in such a manner that if the voter were to place their thumbprint or fingerprint on a scanner, then the thumbprint would be tied to a record of the voter's name and identity as having voted, but that voter would not be tracked to the changed vote. He made it clear that the system would have to be set up but not leave any evidence of the changed vote for a specific voter, and that there would be no evidence to show and nothing to contradict that the name or the fingerprint or thumbprint was going with a changed vote. Smartmatic agreed to create such a system and produce the software and hardware that accomplished the result for President Chavez. After the Smartmatic electoral management system was put in place, he closely observed several elections where the results were manipulated using the Smartmatic software. One such election was December 2006 when Chavez was running against Rosales. Chavez won with a landslide over Rosales, a margin of nearly 6 million votes for Chavez versus 3.7 million for Rosales. In 2013, he witnessed another Venezuelan national election where the Smartmatic management system was used to manipulate and change the results for Chavez.
Wow. Wow, yeah. That country's fucked. America's fucked now. Why would anyone employ that fucking system, you know? Why? Also, what's with America using a fucking other country's voting counting machines? Create your own voting counting machines and use those. You're American. You shouldn't be leaving the counting of the votes to another country. That's a pretty fucking dumb idea. You're all pretty fucking dumb for doing that and allowing that to happen. Jesus Christ, guys, wake the fuck up. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Jesus Christ. You want to reduce risk. You're never going to have zero risk, but you want to reduce the risk, okay? Putting your votes in the hands of another country's hands is not going to work. Of course, it's going to increase risk. It's so stupid. All right, for real, this is goodbye. I'll let you know when the video is up. I'll put it on Twitter and Instagram, all that shit. Not Instagram, I don't know what I'm saying there. I'll put it on Twitter, update everyone when it comes out. All right, have a good night, everyone.